Okay, hello friends and welcome back. If I seem kind of tired, it's because I got woken up by our fire alarm at like 7:30, so now it's 8. It's not that early, I was just kind of like woken up abruptly, so... Anyways, if you are watching this, you have probably seen my recent video where I said that I was transferring. If you didn't, I'm leaving San Diego State, I'm going to TCU in the fall. Oh wait, I have my hat here. Should I like do a commitment post? This is funny. Okay. So I made that video and then I realized that there's still a lot that I like just didn't answer really. So I thought I would make a video answering some questions about the whole thing, like when I knew, the process, how I told people, all of that, to go into more detail. But really quick before I get into the questions, I just want to say something. In that video I said that one day I would spill the tea on like SDSU or something like that. And a lot of the comments were like, please make that video. I might be going to SDSU. I want to know what you're talking about. Let me just clarify. I wasn't referring to anything about like the school as a whole. There were just some things with my experience that I don't want to talk about until I'm out of here. So there's no tea on the school. I mean, if anything, right now people are upset about the sophomore housing situation. Basically, they're making sophomores live on campus. People think it's like a scam. That could be tea. I didn't really see it as an issue because a lot of schools require students to live on campus for 2 years. I think it's because a lot of sophomores are getting put into dorms, and that's just like not fair that some sophomores get apartments and some get dorms. So there's some tea. Also, going along with that whole sophomore living situation, freshmen are now not allowed to bring their cars because obviously the sophomores are going to be using all those spaces. I think if you're a freshman you can bring your car if you like fill out a form or something, but I don't know, that's the latest I have. Again, I don't really see it as an issue, probably because I'm not going to be here, but if anything, that's what people are upset about. But yeah, now that I cleared that up, hopefully that answers some questions. But now I'm going to answer these questions about transferring. I did the thing on my Instagram story where like I had people ask, and a lot of people actually asked stuff. I was really surprised, so I don't even know where to start. Okay, first question, why are you transferring? I guess that's a good one to start with. I explained it in my last video. You should probably watch that one first for reference so you're not lost, but I will sum it up very briefly. Basically, I always wanted to go to TCU. It was my dream school, and then last second I kind of panicked because of the money and the distance, and I decided on staying closer to home, so I chose San Diego State. And it's a great school here, do not get me wrong, great option, but for me it was just not what I wanted out of my college experience. I just can't see myself staying here for 4 years, so I don't want to look back on my college years and regret not going to TCU. So there's a quick answer. Are you scared about the transition? Yes, very. But it's a good kind of scared. Like I'm more excited than anything, but it's kind of like that excited, nervous feeling. I don't know. Like if I stayed here, it would be very comfortable. I would know exactly what I'm doing, but there's just so much like unknown ahead, so I guess that makes me nervous, but it's good to have that feeling. Do your credits from SDSU transfer to TCU? How does that work? Okay, yes. This is a good question because usually when people transfer, I feel like it's a huge hassle to get their credits to transfer over and people have to like retake things and everything. But since I'm a freshman and most of my class were just like my GEs, my general ed classes, all of them so far have transferred over and I've gotten the credit. I think there's one class that's more specific to my major, which is advertising, by the way. So I think for that class, they have to check like the syllabus to make sure it works. But yeah, since I took general eds, all the credits did transfer over. What did your parents say when you wanted to transfer? My parents were very, very supportive. I think they knew more than anyone that I wasn't happy here and that this wasn't my school, so thankfully they were very supportive and helped me through it all, because if they weren't supportive, that would have made it a lot harder. So that's my alarm to wake up, but the fire alarm woke me up. Okay, why did you choose TCU? This is a good question. So in high school, I applied to 18 colleges, which I am not saying you should do that, but that's what I did. And out of all those schools, TCU, it always like just stayed at the top of the list for me because it checked off everything that I wanted in a school, and to me it just seemed like the perfect mix of everything. But the most important thing is that they have my major and they have a really good program for it. Said it in my last video, but I'm advertising, or their strategic communication. I like that it's a private school and there's not too many students, but you still get the whole football and school spirit and and you get to be in a cool city. So yeah, it just has everything that I'm looking for, to sum it up. And like I said in my last video, it just feels like homey. I don't know, I'm happy there, okay? Okay, so I have a few questions asking what I'm going to miss about SDSU or San Diego in general. Honestly, my friends, just like right off the bat, easy answer. The friends I've met here are so cool, but the cool thing is that San Diego is obviously a great place to visit, so I can visit. Yeah, I'm just gonna miss my friends and how comfortable I am, but getting out of your comfort zone's a good thing. And the weather, that's a given. The ocean, I don't even go to the beach that much, but I've lived in California my whole life. The ocean's just like always been there, so. Will you be rushing at TCU? Yes, because no matter what happens, I just think it's a great way to meet people, and I don't know, I'm excited about it, so I'm definitely planning on rushing. What motivated you to want to go to college out of state? And that is because I've always just thought that college was the perfect time to go out of state, because it's 4 years of your life, and if you don't like it, then you can always come back. I don't know, I've seen my brother go out of state for college and other people do it as well, and they just like do so well. I don't know, it looks like they really like flourish. I don't know of a word to say that, but yeah, I guess I could just say that I want something new. Are you excited to go to a Christian university? Yes, definitely, because where I go now is clearly not, so it's definitely going to be a great change, and very excited about that. Are you planning to live on campus or off campus at TCU? I'm possibly transferring there too. So yeah, housing is something that a lot of you guys asked about, like what I'm doing for next year, and how I told my roommates here that I'm not living with them. So basically I didn't secure any housing here for next year because I just knew I wasn't gonna stay, so I didn't make any living arrangement plans here because knew I was out. And living plans for next year, definitely kind of tricky. So my friend Lexi found me some roommates, and hopefully that works out. I emailed housing, but yeah, sophomores live on campus. I think it's kind of like a dorm, but you have your own room from what I understand. I don't know. I clearly don't know a lot about the housing yet, but hopefully I'll get where I want to live. Okay, next question is, what is the transfer process like? And I think this is referring to like actually applying and everything like that. For me, it was actually pretty simple because TCU, they have this thing where if you've applied in the last year, you can literally just hit this button and it's like reactivate your application. So for me, it was free to reapply to TCU because they already had all my information on file. I just had to like update if anything's changed. So the actual application part for TCU is really simple. If you haven't applied within a year, I think it's a pretty similar to what you would do in high school, probably a little bit less. But for the other schools that I applied to, like Clemson and Texas A&M, I did an application. It just wasn't as long as the one I did in high school, but that's also probably because I already got into those schools and they already had my information, so it might have been a little bit easier. But yeah, it didn't like take long or anything. Were you nervous about telling friends and family? If so, how did you get past it? I know a lot of people that transfer, they don't really like tell anyone until it's time, but I didn't want it to come out like completely out of the blue. I think all my friends pretty much knew I wanted to transfer. I don't know if they knew I would for sure do it. It was definitely something that I talked about. When it came time to like deciding where I was gonna go, I got kind of quiet just because I literally had no idea what I was gonna do. But once I for sure decided on TCU, I told everyone like right away. I wasn't really nervous just because it was something I had been talking about. So if you are considering transferring and you're getting nervous to tell people, I would just say like start bringing it up now that it might be a possibility, so that when it comes time to actually leaving, it won't be like completely out of the blue. What's your biggest fear going into sophomore year, being brand new in a brand new state? Well, when you word it like that, I guess I'm kind of nervous about everyone like already knowing each other and everyone like already having their groups, I guess. I don't know, I think people will be welcoming, and I know there's definitely lots of other transfer students, so it's not like I'm gonna be alone in that. So someone said, how did you decide to actually make the decision to enroll in TCU? This is a good question because a lot of people their freshman year talk about transferring, or they'll fill out applications. It's just kind of a normal thing for freshmen to do. But how I actually decided was, when it came down to it, I really could not picture myself walking around this campus next year, let alone graduating from here. Like, I just knew this wasn't where I wanted to spend my college years. I knew like deep down that if I didn't transfer, I would have always wondered what would have happened if I did go to TCU. I knew that I would have always regretted not like taking the opportunity. I don't know, I'm not the type of person to really like talk about things and not follow through with it. Like, I just decided to go for it. So I knew I was gonna leave, so I kind of just wanted to get out and get settled where I'm going. Okay, that's pretty much all the questions I'm gonna answer because those were the most common ones. So yeah, hopefully that was somewhat helpful to someone. If you guys have more questions you would like me to answer, you can comment down below or DM me on Instagram. I'll put it here. But yeah, that is all I have for today. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you guys have specific videos you guys want to see or specific things you want me to talk about, let me know. Definitely want to make more dorm advice and freshman year advice type videos, but for now. So those will be coming. Let me know anything else you guys want to see. But that is all for today. Thank you guys so much for watching and for subscribing. I love you all, and I will see you guys in my next video.